On today's Minute of the Ape, Richard's got a real noir feeling going on with his setup today.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
What is secret of the divine bomb?
The only good human is a dead human! Where there is fire, there is smoke.
The minute of the apes. The minute of the apes. The minute of the apes. The minute of the apes.
Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies, 1 minute at a time. I'm Todd. I've got Sean over there, but the man of the hour sitting in his noirish type lighting. We see the beams of light coming in, the shadow across his face. Richard, you're my Star Wars brother today. We're both wearing Star Wars shirts. How are you, man?
I'm doing fine. Got some classic figures on my shirt here.
That is the old 1977 Kenner toys on that shirt. Where'd you get that?
Correct, yeah. All the heroes. I got the Chewie, R2, Han, C-3PO, Ben, Luke, Leia.
Where'd you get that shirt? I love that.
I found it. I don't know.
I was
previews?
setting you up. I was setting you up to see if maybe you said I got it at Zeus, so we could plug the store right
Oh,
off the top.
I did. I got it through Zeus, but I didn't get it necessarily for Zeus. We don't stock T-shirts. That's too hard to do. There you go. Sorry.
Well, that's our Monday morning plug for Zeus. No matter what, ZeusComics.com.
Thank you.
Our dear friend Richard has a wonderful comic book store that is just one of the best that you could ever hope to step into, and we'd love to plug it. So here we are. We're starting off a brand new week. This is actually, we're on the door of releasing these to the public. I just posted the artwork the other day, let people know that new episodes are coming, and they don't know it, but since we started recording today, tomorrow morning they get brand new episodes of this movie. So the gates are open and we are going. That gets no reaction from either of you. Both of you are like, okay, we're just going to the public.
I was muted. Sorry. I was coughing earlier and I didn't unmute.
Well, thanks,
Yay.
Sean. Yay. We're going to keep moving on. All right. So without further ado, then let's go. Minute 31. Sean, tell us what's going on.
All right. We're going to start Minute 31 with Kulps saying, brother of my predecessor's personal assistant, and ends with Virgil saying, proceedings of.
All right. Let's take a listen. Minute 31. Battle for the Planet of the Apes.
Brother of my predecessor's personal assistant. He supervised the archives. I don't think I know the orangutan.
Look!
It's been there for years. The late governor had this whole place equipped with cameras to forestall ape conspiracies, as I remember.
Archives. We haven't been in there since, I wonder what the devil they want in there.
Now we'll find the tape that we're looking for under the heading of Presidential Commission.
Proceedings of.
As of Minute 31, we have a village's worth of apes and humans, plus a ghost city's worth of radioactive people.
So right off the top, I've got to jump in and say with Kulp.
Yeah.
It's like the brother of my predecessor's personal assistant. It was almost like it felt like a Mel Brooks type thing, and I thought, well, let's go ahead and take the vernacular that's already been there. The forefather of my brother's second cousin, thrice removed, personal apprentice, stepchild of my mother's brother. It was like no one
roommate.
speaks like this. It's so silly.
Yeah. And also, how familiar would you be with your boss's brother, personal assistant's brother?
Maybe there was a dinner party in the conquest world and you got together and you knew him. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
and so much time has passed that you remember exactly what this dude looks like.
And you can tell who he is under poor lighting conditions on a monitor that's way far away from you, that's all staticky.
Which, okay, so we kind of alluded to this last week. There would have been such a great opportunity for him to turn to Alma and say, zoom the camera in, go to that man's face.
Enhance.
And then he should say things like, it couldn't be. After all these years, it can't be. Who?
He can't survive. Yeah.
He looks like a man that I met all these years. Tell that story. Tell a story. Characters, people don't speak like it. That looks like so-and-so. That's just so silly and informative. We talk in these rambling type things where like stream of thought, and there's none of that. It's just, ugh.
Yeah, I mean.
The other thing is like Culp saying he doesn't think he knows the orangutan. And I'm like, were they that distinguishable?
Yeah.
Well, he can tell
before a war to know. I look at them, identified directly what they look, because they're wearing jumpsuits.
He knew what Caesar looked like, and Caesar wasn't the only chimpanzee in the town. So I'm wondering if it's part of his mutant powers now.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. That might make more sense.
Then let's go back to Escape when Armando puts the little trinket on Caesar, baby Caesar. Mm-hmm. If Caesar had worn that in Conquest, if Culp had seen that, then if he's wearing it here, even if it's scarred up from all the nuclear stuff, Culp could see that. And that could be what Caesar really, as far as the story goes, should be the one that he has the most exposure to and the one that he immediately says. And then it should be and how could he know this man? The leap to McDonald's just crazy.
At least they address it a little bit in the new movies where they have the Caesar character have a scar on his chest, so he sees that. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I wanted was a scar. I'm sorry, Richard.
No, I'll give Culp recognizing Caesar. We'll just go with that one. We'll go with he was such a powerful figure at the moment of whatever happened at that time, whatever the story continued on.
Maybe he led the revolution.
Yeah. I'll forgive Culp. I'll let Culp know Caesar, but just the random having to make up the McDonald's brother thing.
Yeah.
They just should have just called him McDonald and left him as a recast of the character.
Yeah, just recast him. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have made. I don't know why they had to go back and what was it about 1974 when they feel like they had to go back in and explain this new character to us.
Well, I mean, think about it. In the second movie, they recast Cornelius, but he would just happen to be under makeup.
Well, I do wonder, being 1974, if they were especially conscious of the idea that taking a black man, recasting, and if you just
saying it's the same, everybody looks alike.
They all look alike.
Maybe that was a consideration. All right, I'll accept that.
I think that's the only.
I don't even know why he needs to mention the orangutan.
Well, and that's the only thing that makes sense to me. But to your point of the orangutan, even his line reading. Oh, the orangutan doesn't look familiar. I was like, what do you want, an introduction? Let's have a formal cup of tea. It's a very weird thing to say.
Yeah.
So we don't know how long they've been in the catacombs alone.
Right.
We don't know how long this is going on. They find 3 people. There's a lot of excitement about finding the security proximity. And then Culp is just so casual and nonchalant about the entire thing. I'd be kind of freaking out right now.
Well,
I think they know there are survivors outside of the dead city, and nobody's ever been there because of the radiation. So they're surprised that people are showing up.
I would be more alarmed with the fact that I saw this gentleman and 2 apes carrying guns. I'd probably be more alarmed at that notice than trying to. Then Culp was just really casual. Now I need you to know this whole. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, let's remember, they've kind of set Culp up as, Ming the Merciless with his attitude of, oh, I'm bored. I need to put skin on this city.
Flesh.
Yeah, flesh.
You're buzzing, Sean, by the way. Turn your vibrate off.
It is off. I don't know why it buzzed. Sorry.
That's okay.
So the script covers about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this week's worth of minutes is 9 script pages.
Wow.
But it is cut to hell. So for example, the starting with Kulp saying the brother of my predecessor's personal assistant is on the first page. Then it jumps 2 pages to look, it's been there for years. The late governor used to have all the quarters. Then it jumps 2 more pages to the proceedings of the presidential commission. Then it jumps another page to the last little bit. It is just all over the place.
I wish we could have shooting logs to know, did they shoot those pages? Because
no, they did. They're all just cut up over the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, but what I'm asking is, did they actually physically are you saying that it's all the content is in the film?
All the content from these pages with like a couple of lines are in these next 5 minutes. The editor just went in and redid all the
I see what you're saying.
moves from page 1 to page 4, back to page 2, then to page 5, based upon the editing. But all the stuff here was shot, except for like a couple lines might have just been cut.
How many pages?
It's bizarre.
How many pages is the script? Do you know? I'm just curious.
No, I the numbers don't correspond.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
No.
That's just one of those that
108 pages.
Okay,
114.
it fits fairly well with it. It's just one of those that you start looking at the storytelling again, how they're not really telling a story; they're just acting out a situation, and it's missing so much. Even to the point, there's a line, and I for whatever reason I didn't do what I usually do, which if I'm going to ding on a line, I'll quote the line. But there's something that he says that made me think of Vader saying a presence I haven't felt for a long time. And it's even with that, what I put in here is that he reads it like it's a presence I haven't felt for a long, and then stops and goes, I wonder what they want in there. It's just like, what? You don't even go with a dun 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 feeling,
leaving it hanging.
Yeah.
The edit changed the tension of these scenes.
Okay.
And we can talk about it when we get to later on, because some of the more dramatic stuff that happens in later moments happened earlier, like here. So they totally changed the position of the tension by this edit.
Maybe I wonder if they cut it up.
Spoil something that happens later on.
I wonder if they cut it up because there was no tension in the way it was assembled via the script. If they started thinking juxtaposing all this stuff together helped build something.
Maybe. I mean, it doesn't view poorly in the way that they've edited it compared to the script. It was just definitely some choices. Okay, so go ahead.
No, you please.
I was just going to say, Virgil then notices the camera, and McDonald kind of explains that it's been there for years. The late governor used to have all the quarters equipped with cameras to forestall the ape conspiracies, as I remember. So after Caesar overcomes the city, would the late governor, would these cameras have been installed before Caesar took over or after, and the late governor is trying to keep some type of semblance of control?
Well, first off, I wondered this, and I should have looked at subtitles. Sean asked earlier in the pre-production stuff if from this point forward, if when I grabbed the clips, I would leave the closed caption so it might have helped me. Does he say the word forestalled?
Forestall.
Once again, who the fuck talks like this?
Yeah.
Somebody who's got a thesaurus next to them.
Well, there are those people that do use these very, word of the day toilet paper type words, but the normal language, especially people who have been disassociated from a society, I wouldn't think would use these very verbose words like that.
Well, we're talking about Kulp. Come on. Can we talk about the security cameras and the fact that they notice one that's not turned on, but they can't notice ones that are like right at their chest as they're walking past them?
Well, there are some inconsistencies there for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the unmotivated security camera that's in a hallway at a canted angle halfway down the wall that they walk right past, nobody notices, but Virgil notices the one that's not turned on.
I also think the vantage point of which it's a weird shot that you don't kick any light on the wall, just a small smidgen behind the camera so that the camera completely stands out. It's very hard. And, and I was looking on a decent sized big screen. It's very hard to tell immediately that's a camera.
All of the scenes this week are very, very dark. in the
Yeah.
rooms they're in, and it's to a disadvantage. This isn't
Agreed.
creating an environment or a mood. It's a disadvantage that